So we just got back from the North Dakota Sig event yesterday. Kind of tired still, but you know, we thought we'd do a video on it since somehow we won. So I guess we'll start with the drive. So we just run a basic 450 on 3.25-inch wheels, sleek gear ratio, screw joints of course with McMaster spacers, and then hot swap motors. Pretty decent friction. Does what we need to do. Yeah. We have some cross racing here. We need to add some more. We know that. We have an inertial sensor. Don't mind this extra cord here. It broke and we didn't really feel like rewiring it at the tournament. And we run 6 omnis and 2 traction for wall stakes, and also gives us better turning. And I guess we'll move to the top right here. We have on the drivetrain, we have these standoffs that are curved. So that way, I'll show in the code here. The arm going up, but when we intake like right there, it'll help us like intake it, especially when we're like driving forward. Like say I go like, I don't know, that's not really great showing, but they really help in autonomous, especially. Not it's okay for driver, but usually it's just driver like steering towards it. But for autons, they're really useful. And then we have wall rollers. You can see they're kind of like, this one we lost a chain, don't know where it went. This one it's like cracking. So I don't know what's up with that. The medium chain is kind of like breaking, taking a lot of damage, but they work really well, and I would definitely recommend having some. And then we have the standoff right here, the doinker. That way when it goes down, it hits that and doesn't go too low.
It's like made so when you got the stack of 4 in the corner, it only hits the middle 2. Yeah. So it'll take the top one with, since it only hits the middle 2, but it's also not double possession, so we can take the top 2 off and then intake the bottom one to put on a colt.
So yeah. Alright, and then we have, I guess we'll go to our mobile goal plant next year. So we run a basic two piston mobile goal mech. It's a third, I think it's a class 3 lever, if I'm not mistaken. It like pulls it down from back. We use banding to help it go up faster. It gets a nice tilt. It works at a good chunk of angles, but it doesn't work at all of them. Like we can get corners. And like sometimes we get weird angles like this will work. Not the best, of course, as you see there, but rings might go on, but. The problem we realize with this is it can't get it from every angle, and it can be very inconsistent at times, especially with our crappy goal aligners. These things did not work at all. They're like, I mean, they work somewhat. It's like most of the time it's just kind of like hit it and just like go like that and mess up everything, which sucks for drivers. So we're gonna change those. We have these nice tanks that Caleb, the wraps that Caleb printed.
Yeah, it's just like a TPU tube, and it just slid on the outside. It's black and it looks nice,
clean. Don't mind a rat's nest in there. Kind of cooked, but what it is. I guess we'll go to the intake then.
Clippable.
Clippable. Alright. So pretty much the intake, we run a 600 RPM front stage. We run 22 watt intake. So this is run at, we had 2 motors extra because we use a piston arm. So we just thought we'd just throw it onto the intake because we didn't really have anything else. This worked with a 5.5 watt, and we ran at like 400 RPM. It worked fine because we had a 2-to-1 gear or sprocket ratio here. This little unicorn horn, you might think it would get entangled. It never did. So it was just to keep our arm in, so we were actually in size. These things right here are also to keep the arm in. So it's like the arm kind of like friction fit in there.
Yeah, when it goes down, it slides off of these versus getting stuck on anything else. And they also work as a stopper, so it doesn't flip too far back.
Yeah.
Kind of compression.
And also in the intake, these are kind of messed up, but we have like these spacers in here to give it more like a cone, like a scoop shape. I don't really know how well these work compared to normal, but we've just been running it, and it works fine, I guess. We'll have to do some more testing to see if it's just better than the normal ones. The only problem with this is the spacers fall off sometimes. And we also have the second stage here because we didn't do spacing correctly. And yeah, I'll show it working. Yeah. The front and the top. And then our hooks are basic standoff plexi hooks running on all this chain. And then we spin it at, what is it, 450 RPM?
Well, 600 on the bottom, or it's 300 on the bottom and 600 on the top. So
averages out to 450.
450. It's like 130 rings a minute or something like that.
I don't think it's that high.
I don't know what it was.
That goes on there pretty nice. We could definitely speed it up, but we've realized that this intake is really consistent. That's all. You don't really need it super fast is what we realized for skills because it's fast enough. It gets the job done.
Doesn't throw out rings
Doesn't
as much
throw
as
out
the
rings
really
as
fast
much.
ones.
But, you know, it could definitely be faster, so we'll have to consider that for our next robot. What else is interesting about intake? Oh, on the back here, we do some interesting stuff. Instead of like the plexi right here, we use these these 1x curved, I don't know what, angle pieces. And so that way when we like spin it, it gives it more downforce, which really helps for, it doesn't really help for mobile goals as much, but it helps for like alliance stakes, which is useful for like skills and autons. Even though we couldn't get those working in autons, sadly. But it is what it is.
It worked on practice fields, just not in matches.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't work when it counted. I guess we'll go to our arm here. So the arm, we power off 2 pistons right here. They're band assisted back here because we didn't really get many activations out of them before when we didn't have bands and we needed more activations. The thing about the arm is if you come up here, Caleb, and look at the arm, we don't have a claw on it because we were out of size
Before
and semis.
Against Tenton and Makapaka?
Yeah, and so since we never really used the claw anyways because it was bad.
It wasn't bad. It was bad in matches. It was fine in skills.
Yeah, we used it for a skills auton, but that's about it. So we just took it off and just used this as a goal tipper. Which using this as a goal tipper works really well because it's like extremely helpful, especially against only intake bots. So that way they can't tip it back. And like we use it many times to like D-score from the positive, where we tip the goal in the positive. So that way it wouldn't count for points, which helped for matches.
Yeah, like in our finals match, there was a time where the goal was in the positive corner, and this thing gave us like extremely long reach, where we just like ripped it out, and it D-scored, and that was the reason we won our second one.
So yeah, I guess I'll show it tipping a goal here. I'm not the driver, guys. So give me a break. It's kind of hard without a full goal.
Oh, okay. Here, just lock in.
Supposed to only work with a full goal.
Just now back.
Oh.
Okay. Back up.
Yep, I'm not the driver.
We need Ezra here, but he's skipping.
He had to work today, sadly.
Okay, just drop it. Just drop it. Back up.
There you go.
There you go.
It works. It works a lot better when you actually know how to drive.
Yeah, Ezra's good at using it.
What else should we talk? What else is there to talk about?
We have these stoppers on the arm. So, here, let me just fold these up real quick. Okay, so when we start the arm in size, oh my, can you fold the stoppers?
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I'm pressing a button there. No,
Yeah, whatever.
hold on. Bring it back up.
Oh my gosh.
I can get them all.
Okay, so when we start the match, we hook it on the unicorn horn right there, and that's in size. But then, so it needs to go like lower than the actual stoppers can allow it when it starts. So then we make it so when the arm goes up. Okay. Those stoppers fall down. Little latches, they're just like a 1x that's cut and then on a screw joint. But then that falls down and it makes it so the arm rests at a higher position. So when we had the claw on, the ring could just like be clamped nicely in there. So this wouldn't go too low. Then the rollers would just like block it and bring it to the right position.
Yeah.
Then when it would score on wall sticks, just demonstrate this. It would kind of like go forward, and then this is really hard to do without a claw. And it would just like push forward, and it would just push it on.
Like that, yeah. But since we had to take the claw off, and I don't remember where I put the plexi pieces for it, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
The banding right here, you can see is a little rough. It's definitely gone through some trauma.
It's got a lot, so it
starting to
can
tear.
snap out like
So it has
this.
to snap out for in size. We got the void plate right here. And then also our stoppers for the arm is very interesting. So that way it doesn't go too high. These,
Yeah.
we just put spacers on high okay, so we put spacers on high strength shaft collars. So that way these stick out enough so that way the arm hits them without going up to the arm. Which is, I mean, it's interesting, but if it works, it works. Some other interesting things we've done is these are like pillow bearings that we just cut in half because we couldn't fit on the bar. What else?
This shaft doesn't rotate; it's drilled.
Yeah,
out.
it's
give it less friction.
Less friction. I mean, it works, but I would definitely just use flex wheels instead of running the.
Yeah, we're gonna make it thinner so we can put Lady Brown on the outside.
Yeah, and just have this spin the axle, just make it less friction. What else? You want to talk about the exponential drive cube?
Okay, so, well, yeah, a bunch of people probably know what that is, but it's just like a curve for our driver to make him have really precise movements when he's doing wall stakes. So it's like really hard to align this with the wall versus just like any other arm because you got to put it on straight so the ring can actually like go on and not just fall to the side. So, yeah.
Oh, rubber band just snapped.
Oh, look at that.
See, it's been going through some stuff. We also, you can see there's a solenoid here. That was for the claw. We just like put stoppers in it real quick and cut the tubes because we didn't have time because we had like 5 minutes to fix that. We have our
nice plates.
Yeah, we got the Velcro. Velcro is super handy for any teams who don't want to like unscrew and screw theirs in. Super nice, super compact. 360X gave us inspiration for that. At mall, so that's cool. What else? We have we try to have good. Okay, so originally this bot was made to be redirect. So so the redirect was front heavy. So we put a bunch of the weight back here for hang. So that way, because we had like perfect CG with redirect. But once we put the lighter arm on this, which was like a lot lighter than our redirect, it messed up our hang. So we couldn't get hang working sadly. We had like hold on, we had to cut out.
And then like near all of the weight is positioned directly above our traction wheels in here. So it helps us when we're getting pushed from the side. It's a lot harder.
We had these cutouts that we're gonna use for hang like this, but since we are so like back heavy, we just get stuck like I'll show you like.
You gotta put the doink. Oh, the plate fell off.
I took it off.
Oh well.
We just get stuck when we're trying to go up like that.
Our high strength axle would dig into the ground. It's really
we can't
low.
really do anything about that sadly, but for the next spot we should have hang. So, oh, another interesting thing that happened at the tournament is one of our valves on our tank. We used to just have like a normal brass valve right here, so that way we just like fill it up with the pump normally. But that for some reason started leaking air. We have two of them, and both of them started leaking. Yeah, and so we had to redo that during the tournament, so that was a big worry during the second day. But we switched it to this, so that way we can just like, we flip this out and put air in it, and then we flip it back in and it locks the air in.
Yeah, there's a little valve thing you can put on the pump.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier. It holds air too.
It holds air really nicely. I think that's everything. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wait. I gotta look at the giant trophy. This thing's as big as the world's trophy too.
So I would just say I would like to congratulate 1028A, Pika Pika, and 10 Ton for their awards. It was fun playing against all those teams, especially Pika Pika and 1028A. They're really nice about it. And even though the last call was kind of iffy, and even I can admit that, they're nice and didn't really get too upset about it. So I'd like to thank them. And good luck in the rest of high stakes.
Yep.